This is a story about a boy named Emil, who often made mistakes. And on the road, the things he heard most frequently was, Emil, you were wrong. Don't do that. He went and did it anyway. Emil was simply a boy who liked making mistakes. And despite all the warnings, he wasn't afraid of them, because what he loved most was discovering where each mistake would lead him and what new things he would learn. Because he liked making mistakes, he discovered things others never did. Where others stood still, he went on, literally. And now, listen to what magical Christmas he experienced because of that. Emil came from a poor family, and he really, truly disliked winter. His family practically starved during that time, and starving, as you can surely guess, was the thing he hated most. And Christmas? He didn't like that at all, because he never received anything anyway, not like the other children in the village. But this year was different. He experienced the most beautiful Christmas. And that very morning, Emil had no idea what awaited him on that special day. He didn't know that his mistakes making and the restless curiosity would lead him exactly there, to the exchanged forest. No one knew that the forest next to their village was enchanted, because no one had ever stepped inside it, except for the edges, where they took woods to heat their homes. But what Emil learned that winter changed everything. Emil wanted so much to avoid the other children, who were excited about gifts he would never receive, that he decided to hide somewhere. That day, nothing stopped him from finally going to explore the forest. The snow looked soft. The cold was so harsh that droplets on some trees had turned into tiny, glass-like crystals. Everything looked magical. Emil wasn't sure it was because he had never been in the forest before, or because of the winter he normally hated, but suddenly started to enjoy. The scent of needles filled the air, and the wood and snow crackled under his feet like an adventurous song. While his heart beat to the rhythm of his steps, suddenly Emil noticed treasure. At least he thought it was a treasure. From afar, a pile of golden coins was glistening. Gold coins? Here in the forest? He cheered and ran towards them. But to his disappointment, they were only mushrooms. Oh, these aren't coins. What do you mean, ah? Voice suddenly said. You are mistaken. A small forest elf appeared beside the mushroom, speaking in a beautiful melodic voice. You were just found the treasure, don't you see? The elf told him. Emil examined the yellow-orange mushrooms' caps again. They grew in clusters. They were frozen, so he tapped on them, just to be sure. They really weren't money. No, I am not mistaken. They are not coins. Definitely not. They are not coins, but they are treasure, giggled little elf. This winter mushroom is edible. A treasure that will fill your belly. Fill my belly, but it's hard as a rock and cold as ice. Well, you are not an animal. You can cook it. And not just that. If you look around, you'd notice other treasures too. This all sounds strange. What do you mean? And who you are? Emil asked grumpily. I'm just a forest elf. I live here. And what I say is true. I know this forest and its treasures. And if you want, I will show them to you. Of course, Emil agreed. Discovering what he didn't yet know was his greatest joy. And Emil was amazed by everything the elf showed him. These mushrooms are treasure because you can make food from them. Isn't that wonderful? You won't go hungry this winter. Emil's stomach really rumbled, and he picked a handful of pretty mushrooms. I can really eat them? Cook these caps at home. They will remind you of golden coins. But these are similar mushrooms you must not eat. Luckily, those don't grow in such harsh winter. I will tell you about the dangerous one next time. For now, I will show you the treasures you missed. Now look around and show me a coniferous tree. That's easy. They are the only ones still green. There's one and there another. Excellent. The first is spruce and the second is pine. And if you pick a twig or some needles pine or spruce, whispered the elf softly. You can make a quick warm tea. It will warm you up in the cold and remind you of the forest even when you are at home. Yeah, that was the lovely smell I sensed when I entered the forest, Emil said happily. He picked some needles and smelled them. Beautiful. He breathed deeply and put them into his pocket. I will show you one more thing. Something so obvious, yet you didn't notice it, the elf added. What is it? Emil asked. An elf is led him to some mysterious crumbs. These red ones are rose ship and hawthorn, and this blue one is sloe. Taste them. Emil picked one berry from each branch and examined them. This one is sweet, this is tart, and this one smooth, he said, savoring the forest candies. Thank you, elf. I'll show you one more thing. Something so obvious, yet you didn't notice it, the elf added. What is it? Emil asked, as the elf led him to some mysterious crumbs. These red ones are rosehip and hawthorn, and this blue one is sloe. Taste them. Emil picked one berry from each branch and examined them. This one is sweet, this one tart, and this one smooth, he said, savoring the forest candies. Thank you, elf. And then Emil had a wonderful idea. This year I will make Christmas at home. I will prepare a meal from the mushrooms, pine needle tea, and the berries. We will like little candies for a grand feast. Emil, smiling, said goodbye to the elf and the enchanting winter forest, then eagerly hurried at home. He wanted to prepare everything for a great Christmas. And he really did. That year, for the first time in winter, they didn't feel poor. They felt richer than ever before. And despite the heavy snow outside and the biting frost, they sat in warmth, enjoying the treasure of the forest, as if they were still in it. The scent of the tea spread through the whole little house, like a festive Christmas moment. And so he enjoyed the warm tea, the precious moment with his family, and the winter gift more than ever before. That was George's Christmas.